In the event that this 2017 Indian head group, IPL, season was a melodic instrument, then Delhi Adrenaline Junkies, DD, neglected to hit more than one note right. Toward the beginning of the class range, the thrill seekers lost to Regal Challengers Bangalore away, lightening a 158-run pursuit at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. It was the main diversion for both groups, and no one knew then that it would be a marker for low scores and poor frame at Bangalore. For Delhi, it was a humongous open-door loss, and their season turned up at ground zero on Sunday night, when they lost to the Imperial Challengers once more, this time cushioning a 162-run pursuit at home. Delhi thrill seekers completed a degraded 6th in the IPL 2017 season. AFP Delhi Adrenaline Junkies completed a miserable 6th in the IPL 2017 season. AFP. The Kotla had seen some tall scores this season, and it was not as much as standard focus for the thrill seekers. Rather than finishing off their battle with triumph, they wound up turning into the main group to lose twice to this hapless Bangalore group. That by itself takes some doing. Sunday's diversion was a microcosm of the thrill seekers' season. It was intelligent of their incompetent key considering the discomfort in their batting lineup, and the absence of goal on correcting this issue. There was a general stiff-necked attitude with which they moved toward various recreations and circumstances, never wandering from the most common way to go in their arrangements, practically as though apprehensive of testing. For a quick-moving configuration, their reasoning was to a great extent unoriginal. The issue for the Adrenaline Junkies was maybe to overlap. There can be doubtlessly Rahul Dravid and Zaheer Khan pulled the strings, with Paddy Upton assuming the bolster part. Distinctly, the establishment's approach towards both batting and playing shown to such an extent, with their methodologies regularly intelligent of how the two unbelievable Indian cricketers would approach things on the global field. Give us a chance to discuss the playing to begin with, for it was the one brilliant start of their season. It can be contended that the thrill seekers bragged the best playing lineup in the 2017 IPL, a supposition that could be framed right on time in the year when they had a genuinely great sale. They got Corey Anderson, Angelo Matthews, Pat Cummins, and Kagiso Rabada, with no less than 3 of them getting a steady go through the season. It permitted them multitudinous alternatives in their pace assault, and at various stages in the competition, the Adrenaline Junkies played around with the blend. For the most part, it was about Zaheer driving the accuse of Cummins and Rabada, Chris Morris, with Anderson for go down. Mohammad Shami exchanged with Zaheer, with the two playing together just towards the finish of the season after South African players left. Delhi's turn alternatives however left a great deal to be sought. In the off-season, they had let Imran Tahir go. As it were, it was an oversight yet reasonable. Delhi were putting their eggs in the pace wicker container, and counts on Amit Mishra to be the lead. Shahbaz Nadeem and Jayant Yadav were thought to be extra cover. The treatment of the last two remaining a considerable measure to be sought, seen particularly for Nadeem's situation. The left arm was exceptionally great in the initial couple of diversions, and afterward dropped unexpectedly to suit an adjustment in batting procedure. The Adrenaline Junkies knocking down some pins execution against Mumbai Indians, on 22nd of April, was seemingly one of the best trips for a unit in this season. There was a concentrated exertion from their bowlers to hold things tight, given the conditions of their losing run. However, the way that they couldn't win that diversion underlined the fundamental blame in their reasoning. Not at all like tests and to a vast degree in ODIs, in this most limited organization, it is batsmen who win you amusements and not bowlers. This may be pinpointed where Zaheer's initiative, a mark of his playing style, went off track, and puts the other perspective in the spotlight. Thus, Dravid becomes the dominant focal point in light of the fact that the thrill seekers managed an account upon an adolescent first arrangement that has neglected to harvest profits in 2 seasons. On the off chance that 2016's 6th put complete could be excused for it was a hatching period for this youthful batting lineup, how might you qualify another 6th set complete in 2017? Disappointment, obviously, for the edge in T20 cricket is genuinely little. One stumble and you are out of match-up with implied plans, and the thrill seekers have had numerous such cases. For instance, they hit upon a decent opening blending between Sanju Samson and Sam Billings, yet couldn't proceed with it in the long haul, for they needed to adjust their rocking the bowling alley assault with the broad players. It likewise puts in context with respect to why they went poorly opportune substitutions for Quinton de Kock and JP Dumney, both precluded of the competition in spring. Marlon Samuels arrived past the point of no return on the scene, and batted too profound once more, to influence any progressions. Batted too profound is an implicating expression for the Thrill Seekers Research Organization. It wasn't to do with Samuels alone, yet with Anderson and Morris too. These are hard-hitting all-rounders who can turn the diversion at any stage, but then they were never permitted to bat up top. Truth be told, their misfortune against Sunrisers Hyderabad, on 19th of April, highlighted this issue in strong. Morris didn't confront a solitary conveyance as Delhi lost by 15 keeps running in a 191-run pursuit. The Thrill Seekers system, and Dravid's information is obvious thus tonally, was completely rotated on their young batting lineup coming great. They wager vigorously on any semblance of Samson, 386 keeps running in 14 innings with 102 50s, Karun Nair, 281 keeps running in 13 innings with 150, Shreyas Iyer, 338 keeps running in 12 innings with 250s, and Rishabh Gasp, 366 keeps running in 14 innings with 250s, managing them season-long spells in the top request. The profits, in return for this relentless certainty, are very irrelevant. Test this. That superlative 209-run charm Gujarat Lions was the main example when these youthful batsmen had more than one half-century, Gasp and Samson, in similar innings. Nair couldn't get a half-century until the penultimate innings of the season, regardless of batting in the main four all through. In spite of his initial push with the Lady IPL 100, Samson didn't get the energy and could just complete tied on keeps running with Robin Uthappa, Kolkata Knight Riders, and Gasp in the top scorers rundown. Every last bit of it shows to an absence of development in this batting lineup, notwithstanding the group administration's substantial pun on them. The greater offer of the fault, however, does lay at the administration's entryway, still. When they bombed by and large, and on an individual level too, there was basically no arrangement. Be that misfortune in Hyderabad happened very ahead of schedule in this season, it was Delhi's just fifth amusement. But they didn't alter their way of living, read advance Anderson and Morris in the lineup. Actually, it took them 9 matches to move Gasp to number 3, a sufficiently undeniable conclusion since his splendid half-century in the opening match in Bangalore. All in all, the conspicuous question is this: what would be an ideal next step? In 2018, all players will backpedal in the cell pool as groups are reset. There is each plausibility, however, that there will be some maintenance of players. Given their poor history, and significantly poorer reputation of execution of on-field arranges, this establishment is gotten at intersection with no notion of their last goal,